use you for His kingdom. Wherever you are on this journey of faith, it's our goal to move you along. It's our goal to help you as we're in this together to learn to be fully devoted followers of Christ. That's our goal, and that's why we're here. We're in a series on healing, a series on restoring, transforming. When you hit that lid, we're in a series on removing that lid. We're calling it the road to recovery. As we take this road, we've heard from those that have been a part of the Celebrate Recovery ministry that will be launching a week from Thursday night. And as it launches, my challenge to you is if you ever thought about going, go and check it out and then decide if you want to be a part of it or not. But let it go. It's a week from Thursday. Check it out. But for those leaders that have already committed for the last 6 months, those that have been going through and learning and being challenged and having God mess with them, we've heard some cool stories. And this morning, we've got another amazing story I want to share with you. One more guy. If he comes this time, David, welcome David, if you would, you guys.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm DavidCPeck, and I have no issues. I was even going to get my own shirt made, but this one fits pretty well, as you can see. Some months ago, I attended a church leadership meeting with Ann Whitlock. The committee was evaluating the Celebrate Recovery program and whether this church should try to implement such a program. I got a nudge from God, so I stood up and I endorsed the program. I endorsed it because before I retired to Florida, I had reasons to attend many 12-step meetings. My life was in ruins, and my search for answers led me to a Celebrate Recovery program in Pennsylvania. There is a big difference between 12-step programs when one of them is based upon God. After your church decided to go forward with the program, I got another nudge, and Ann and I joined Pastor Don and more than 20 others in starting the program. We thought it would be a great way for us to spend Friday nights together. We didn't have great expectations, but we would be proven wrong. She will speak to you here next Sunday. For this 12-step program, I decided it was time to work on my lifelong issues with anger. I've always been angry for no good reasons, and I've spent decades trying to understand why. My life has been one of biographical perfection, according to me, as I have been safe, healthy, happy, and lucky. I had a great family, I had a great childhood, everything went right for me. I was the American dream. But I was arrogant, self-centered, uncaring. Even my charity was to make me feel good. Me. I was always the best, smartest, fastest. I was a true winner. I even had a smug motivational poster on my office wall. Winning is everything, Vince Lombardi. Winning isn't enough, Dave Peck. Indeed, winning was not enough. But like Clint Eastwood said in the movie Unforgiven, I ain't like that no more. I have suffered a lifetime of anger because the world just wasn't good enough for me. I couldn't take the world as it is, which is what the Serenity Prayer advises. I was the self-appointed sheriff to make things right, to impose justice upon this world, and to do God's work for him. But God didn't like that. And my story tells what happens to people like me. I spent 44 years studying, working, achieving, succeeding, and becoming famous. I called them the Empire years. I thought I was immortal. Then in 1991, when my mother, Jane, died, my world collapsed. I quit my life. I recused myself into introspection. And I cried. I sold my businesses. And I looked for another life. But I did not ask for God's help. I was too strong to ask anyone for help. After 3 years of trying to figure it out, I was 47. I married and had my only child. I named her Jane after my mother. She was my life, my purpose, and my return to immortality. We lived a fairy tale story, a blessed life. Everyone wanted to be us. Our Christmas cards were filled with pictures and happy stories. But God wasn't finished with me. 12 years later, in 2005, I returned home from a business trip to an empty house. This time, my life almost ended. My family was my life, and now my life was gone. God even took my daughter away from me. This punishment was severe. The next 7 years were filled with anger, divorce, hate, revenge, and lawyers. And worst, my daughter would not communicate with me. I was overwhelmed with grief and rage. But holding on to my anger was like me drinking the poison, expecting my ex-wife to die from it. I was a broken, angry man. And then a few weeks ago, here at this church, when my Celebrate Recovery group reached chapter 5, which is today's sermon, my team encouraged me to, quote, voluntarily submit to the changes God wants me to make in my life, unquote. This is the V in the word recovery, voluntarily. And I wasn't exactly ready. But after 7 years of hopeless pain, I said I'd try it, and I promised my team. Their support enabled me to turn it over to Jesus and God. Remember last week we filled out the IT cards and turned them over to the church. I surrendered for the first time in my life. It was like a tug of war, and I finally let go of my end of the rope. Then only 1 week later, these 3 men witnessed God coming back into my life. Jane called me. And now we're even video calling on Skype. She is a beautiful 17-year-old, now a high school senior, and she is even talking about visiting me over Christmas. For me, this is a miracle. God is back. Our Celebrate Recovery program has changed my life. The hole in my heart is healed, my anger is softened. I have forgiven 2 of the 3 people who have greatly harmed me. I have more work to do, of course, but I have the true and trusted friends in my group to help me on my path. This is more than just fellowship. It is support from a small group with whom I can share my lifelong secrets, my partners on my journey to recovery. This is a gift from God. And winning surely isn't enough if it is without God. I hope my testimony today gives you a nudge. I appreciate this chance to turn my mess into a message. Come and join us for the fellowship where we all gain from each other. I believe that everyone has hurts, hang-ups, and habits.